Hello to all my new subscribers! So this week I figured I would walk you through a team wipe. I'll have this enemy team dead within a 6-minute window, and I picked this game because the chat was really funny. This is my standard MiG-21 setup. I can have the MiG-21 F-13 in my lineup with my MiG-21S, and still have my overall battle rating be 8.7. So if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Aoyaipe, and I like to do top-tier air arcade content, and top-tier air arcade is sheer madness. At the start of each match, I'll check the statistics page and see what I'm up against. Now this isn't a full down tier, but this is a very weak enemy team. So there aren't too many planes that could give me trouble. I'm feeling pretty good about this. My well-meaning teammate then says, attack ground to win. So I look down and scan for enemy climbers. You can actually see the enemy planes themselves before you see the red indicators. And most good players climb. I didn't see any climbers, so I'm now 99% certain I can take on this entire team by myself. So I write back, or I can just wipe out their entire team. Which, to be fair, usually you should attack ground to win, but if you have a guy who can just kill everyone on the other team, you win. So my teammate says good luck, but I don't have time to respond because I'm about to attack. So I take a long-range R3R shot at this F9, and he goes down. And I did that because some F9 variants have missiles, some don't. I don't remember which ones are which, so I just kill all of them on sight. And I did that before I went after the A4s. The A4s are a much bigger threat from a technical perspective, but they're squadron vehicles, so people who have them don't know what they're doing. I am now certain I can wipe out this team, and I also have a second to respond to my teammate. So I decided it would be funny if I wrote back, I am the luck, and then gave him a show that will blow his mind. Here's a screenshot of the text if you had trouble seeing it. I'm now going to take out this F2H, and the reason why is I have one missile left. I want to get my reload timer going, because in arcade, your ammo reloads, so there is no skill cap. If you're good enough to kill the entire enemy team, you can, and I do. The reason I'm actually above the enemy spawn is not to kill them, it's because it's the safest place to reload my missiles. If I get above behind the enemy spawn, they need to turn and climb to get me. They energy trap themselves trying to kill me. If someone in the middle wants to try and come and kill me, they have to fly the wrong way down the other side of the map. I'm a very unappealing target. I also have plenty of warning that they're coming and I can move. Right as my missiles come up, the enemy team just respawns below me, so I'm going to go ahead and make a dive on them. This is a bit of missed opportunity. I definitely could have gotten a few more kills here, but, no one's perfect. So while the upside of arcade is that you get unlimited ammo, the downside is so does your opponents. So you really need to understand situational awareness, energy retention, and target selection. That's the behind-the-scenes stuff that's driving this. I know what's going on, and the other players don't. That's why I'm controlling the match. And that's also why I'm making my whole series of guides about how to play this game. People don't understand how to process information in this game and use it for their advantage. And my next series of guides are going to be how to deal with missile spam and how to know what's going on. Because a lot of people just don't know what's going on, and then they just die. So the MiG-21S gets some of the earliest radar missiles in the game. They're not the earliest radar missiles. The French Tech Tree is a plane that gets them at 8.7, if you believe it or not. And a lot of people think that the radar missiles are the key to these kill streaks. They're not. It's actually speed. The MiG-21S goes really fast. If you could go fast enough and you know how to attack while going fast, you can kill people, but it's going to be really hard for other people to kill you. You also need to have enough situational awareness to make sure that someone doesn't come in at a weird angle and kill you. And I will be making a video explaining how to avoid having that happen to you. So I've managed to wipe out teams with F-104s, which use guns as their primary armament, and F-8s, where I was just using IR missiles, AIM-9Ds specifically. I've also managed to go on double-digit kill streaks with the MiG-21 SMT and my F-4J, neither of which are fully upgraded yet. They do have radar missiles, but they're at a tier where everyone has countermeasures, but I'm able to do the kill streaks because I can go really fast. I was actually screwing around with F-4s all last week, and they're an interesting plane. I think I finally got the hang of them. I have my current record is a 14 kill streak. Now going on massive kill streaks requires a lot of attention and focus and planning. And that's not necessarily always the most fun way to play this game. I play this game for fun. And a lot of times I'll just hop on and screw around and pay the repair costs and not really pay much attention. But it is pretty funny when I just want to hop on and screw around and then some troll decides to talk trash or bother me or something. And then I'm just like, you know what, screw this guy, and then I vaporize his team. That's what happened to the XX Hobos on Meth guy, if you've seen the You Can't Spawn Camp Me If I Never Die video. I'll put a link to that video in the description. But it also happened to the troll that I'm going to be covering in my next main episode with like a lot of editing and memes and stuff. This guy was actually really interesting. He's probably the best dogfighter I've ever seen in this game. The guy was a master of energy retention and maneuvering, and he was also the most insufferable troll I've ever met in this game, and trust me, that is saying something. And the guy just had crazy KDs in all his vehicles. And it wound up escalating to like the point of madness. The guy just really wanted to crush me. So I eventually came up with a very amusing counter strategy where I would, because his plane was slower than mine, I would ignore him and kill his entire team, and then laugh from the other side of the map as he got swarmed by my team because he was the only guy left. Because even if you're a really good dogfighter, you're vulnerable to being swarmed. So this is why I like fast planes. I mean, you can't really get swarmed if you can just outrun everyone. And that particular troll, he got really upset when I started using that tactic against him. He thought it was really unfair and that I was a coward and blah blah blah. And he wound up saying that the battle rating was unfair. And he actually wound up fleeing my battle rating because I just like he couldn't stop me. Like, do you have a counter tactic for someone deleting your entire team? No? Then checkmate, troll. You can also use that against really difficult opponents just in general. If there's someone who really knows what they're doing, but they're in a slower plane, you can just ignore them and attack everyone else, and eventually your team will overwhelm them for you. You just have to kill everyone around them. That's another reason why you want a fast plane. So once I have that video done, I'll go make my missile spam guide, but just sort of give you a preview. If you're having trouble in top tier arcade, especially low tier matches like, 9.0, 10.0, stuff like that, then you might want to try getting a really fast plane and hitting the deck. Missiles don't go through mountains. So if you're on a mountainous map and you put a mountain between you and a bunch of enemy players, none of those enemy players can immediately attack you, so you only have to pay attention to a small fraction of the enemy team. So not only is using the terrain very effective for dodging missiles once they're fired at you, but you can use the terrain itself to make it so that everyone on the other side of the mountain does not matter. It makes it way easier for you to be able to understand what's going on because you just made it so a huge chunk of the enemy team does not matter. So this is actually the last enemy plane right here. We're going to get the there are no active players left notification right before the enemy team would have run out of tickets from ground pounding. So I just barely managed to beat the ground pounders on my team. Here's a screenshot of the rest of the chat if you weren't able to see it. If you want to see me fight in up tier instead of a down tier, I'll put a link in the description to a video of me going 25-0 in a full up tier. There is no commentary in that one, but at the time, it was actually the highest publicly claimed jet kill streak in this game, but it is no longer a world record. I would like to congratulate Flip for beating me out for the jet kill streak world record using an SU-11, and a very honorable mention to Salmon Hit for going 27-0 with a MiG-23, which is the highest known kill streak with a guided missile jet. You are both invited to come on this channel and explain your tactics and strategy. Just DM me on Reddit if you're interested. And if you look at the scoreboard here, you'll notice that I have as many kills as everyone else on both teams combined, and that's how you know it's a good game. Also, this guy is totally unrelated to any of this, but I said I would put his comment in my next video. Thanks for watching.